Okay, today we are coming to cook groundnut soup. Groundnut soup, let me tip the camera properly so you can see inside the pot very well. I hope you can see. We are coming to cook groundnut soup in coconut oil. Groundnut soup in coconut oil. Tip the camera properly so you can see what is happening. So I'm going to show you the ingredients now. I'm going to use for this wonderful dish. Today is the dish of the century. I'm going to show you now how to cook this. Trust me, if you follow the recipe, you will never be disappointed. If you follow this dish, you will never going to be disappointed. Trust me. Right. First of all, this is the pot. Let me shift this camera a bit. Maybe the lighting is too much there. Okay. So, today we are going to cook coconut oil, groundnut soup in coconut oil. This chicken has already been cooked. Okay? I boiled this chicken for about 25 minutes. Let me bring this closer. Bring this closer to you so you can see what is happening in this pot directly. Because I want to give you a good vision so you can see what I'm going to put inside this pot. I've already cooked this chicken, for maybe 40 minutes. It's hard-boiled chicken. In here, in this hard-boiled chicken, I added half a teaspoon of black pepper, white pepper, and then half Maggi cube, and half a teaspoon of salt in this chicken. Okay? So it's already been boiled because I don't want the production to be too long. So now let me on this. When I'm putting the ingredients, I'm going to talk you through all the ingredients I'm going to put. This is coconut oil. I'm going to put a big tablespoon like this. Another one, because this, you can't go wrong with this at all. I normally use my homemade one, but I haven't been to London for some time now, so I don't have any homemade. Okay? So bring this like this a bit. No, I think you'll be fine like that. So this is the coconut oil. I have 3 cubes here. 3 cubes I have here. I have 2 chicken cubes and 1 Maggi cube. Because the reason being, I don't like to cook with a lot of seasoning, because of a lot of seasoning can just spoil the whole cooking. I don't like too much ingredients at all. I don't like too much to overpower the cooking with a lot of ingredients. Okay, so now I'm going to add my onions. I like my white onion and purple onion. Yes. Because I'm going to use a whole chicken. A whole chicken. I hope you can see what is happening in this pot. Yes. I'm going to just saute this for a few minutes because I don't want it to be too long. Saute this for a few minutes, about a minute to saute those onions. I want to do like the lighting like this. Let me see if the lighting is going to be better. Let's draw this spot here a bit slow. This is side lights. Right. I think that's enough. You can see. Maybe only my eyes are deceiving me, but you can see it. So now the onions are sauteing nicely. This is 1 purple onion and half white onion. I'm going to add now, this is the ginger and garlic. Ginger and garlic mixed together. Yes. You can do fresh one. You can do the one already you can buy for yourself to saute. Okay, you saute this, you add your tomatoes. This is the easiest meal you can ever cook. These tomatoes, I put these tomatoes in hot water for about 3 minutes. I remove the skin because I like this to be like clean cooking. I remove the skin of the fresh tomato, where you can use any tomatoes of your choice. Okay, let me add the heat so you can do faster. So now I have the garlic because I don't want to put, because as I told you earlier, here I have like a dry parsley and dry mints, and then salt to boil. Or you can use any seasoning of your choice to boil your meat. I'm just showing you my own method. And I have like a fried fish head. You know how to fry fish. I'm going to come with fried fish tutorial. When you want to eat the best of the best fried fish, I'm going to add the Maggi cube now. 1 Maggi cube. And this is the chicken cube. Because I have a homemade cube seasoning, but that's prawns. And definitely I don't want to use prawns in this at all. I don't want to use prawn seasoning because I'm going to use fresh prawns. You see, the chicken cube is the small ones. Please do not use the big ones, because it's just going to overpower. Because this chicken, I've already put some salt, half a teaspoon of salt in this chicken. And I put, let me not forget, I put thyme as well. I put half a teaspoon of ginger and garlic here to boil that chicken, because of this hard-boiled chicken. Now I'm going to add the peanuts. This is homemade peanuts, because I prefer homemade peanuts. It's just natural, but you can get any peanut of your choice. You stir this like this. You want this to loosen, to melt. Because if not, it doesn't matter how many hours you cook this, it's still going to be lumpy. Let me use my wooden spoon. Because my wooden spoon is much better. I have a wooden spoon spatula. Make sure you melt these granules inside this coconut oil. Melt this together. Please, if you want to cook this kind of, don't blend the tomatoes and the onions, because we need to see some bits. See, now the onion, the granules is loosening. Normally I cook the granules, but today I just want to put it like this for you to see what I do. So you can cook together. You see, I'm just frying the granules now with the tomatoes, the garlic, the ginger. Most of my cooking I put ginger and garlic. Most of my cuisine. Yes, because ginger and garlic full of flavor the food very nicely. See, as I'm doing now, so the juice from the tomatoes is cooking these peanuts. Okay, it's cooking these peanuts. If you want to enjoy, because of this fish head was fried with sunflower oil. But if you want to go on the healthy side, cook it this way. Fry the fish in sunflower oil, and then you cook the sauce in coconut oil. You see? Everything. So now I'm going to add the spice. This is pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper. Some of you might think that this is too much. Yes. Please, if you know that you don't have spice tolerance, skip that. This is about 7 Scotch bonnet peppers. But those Scotch bonnet peppers, they are not hot. They are not the hot ones. They are not the hot ones at all. Because you know Scotch bonnet pepper, you have them in levels. So now, I'm going to add the chicken, the hard-boiled chicken. Here. I'm going to add hard-boiled chicken. You coat the hard-boiled chicken like this. Make sure you put everything together. Okay? Because I don't want too much spices, when I say spices, like turmeric, all those kind of things. Because I want to taste this food. I want to taste the groundnut, I want to taste the chicken, I want to taste, because of those Asian flavor, spices can change the dynamic of groundnut soup. It can make you not tasting the groundnut soup at all. So now what I'm going to do now, the same water I boiled the chicken inside is a stock. That is why you shouldn't put a lot of seasoning. because this is a stock already. Because all the thing I used to boil that, add it like this. Make sure you don't add the fish yet. You don't add the fish yet because we need those peanuts to cook very, very well. You need those peanuts to cook very, very well because of, as I always say, even in granules, in like palm oil, because some of you may think that, oh, this granite is already been roasted. But if you are cooking a sauce like this, if you don't make that granite to boil for about 20 to 30 minutes, it still got like that roasted smell, and we don't want it in this cooking at all. We don't want it in this cooking. And then make sure, because it's a whole chicken, I just use 3 tablespoons of granules. So I'm going to add now a little bit of pinch of salt. This is just a pinch. Just a pinch, because of that. When I was boiling the chicken, I already put a little bit of ginger and garlic, a little bit, not even up to a pinch of teaspoon, to boil the chicken. And then I put only 1 cube on that chicken when I was boiling it, and I put a little bit of salt, half a teaspoon of salt, because of this is coconut soup, because we call everything soup. It doesn't matter if we are cooking cassava leaf, we say cassava leaf soup. Yes, I think it's just an African thing. And then don't put too much tomatoes. In this one, some people put like tomato puree, but I don't like it because of me. I like to see the granite soup like this. Those tomatoes I had already, they can give me the sweetness I want in this granite soup. I want to see granite soup look a little bit paler. But some people, when they cook granite soup, they put like a fresh tomatoes, they put tomato puree. I don't put tomato puree in this kind of one. I repeat, I put dry parsley, but you can skip dry parsley because I was having the dry parsley around my house. I put dry parsley in the chicken when I was boiling the chicken, dry parsley. I put thyme, I put rosemary, I put 1 Maggi cube, I put half a teaspoon of salt when I was boiling the chicken, and half ginger and half, not even to half a teaspoon, just half, because of you don't want to overpower the ginger and the garlic either. So that is why you have to minimize what you are boiling the chicken with. Because of, I know that I was going to add this other ingredient here. Because you don't want to overpower ingredients in your cooking. Because you need to taste your food. And then you see how I fry this fish. I just fried it about 4 minutes. Because you want it for the fish to still moist, because this is a fish head. It's a big fish head. I don't know how you call this fish. Next time I'm going to tell you the name of this fish. Yes, I went to my fishmonger, and then I see they are cutting this big fish, and the lady who bought this fish, she says she don't want the head. I say I want the head. Give it to me, because I went and buy some fish as well. This is how your granite soup should look. This is the color you want, because if you add fresh tomatoes and then you make sure that you add another tomato puree, it's going to change this color, and this is how you want your granite soup to look. Yes, I just put 3 seasoning cubes when making, I can say 4, because of I put 1 when I was boiling the chicken. Yeah, I put 1 Maggi cube, and I put 2 chicken cubes, but the smaller one, the small cubes. Please don't put the big ones. The big ones will be overpowering. You're gonna taste only seasoning. You're not gonna taste any of the ingredients. Okay? This is how you want it. This is how you want this to cook. Because the chicken has been cooked already for 40 minutes. Yes, so the chicken is well seasoned. Let me have a taste. Oh yes. 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 This is how you want to cook. This sauce is called granite soup, chicken granite soup in coconut oil. Yes. So now, I'm not going to add this fish yet because I want that peanut paste to boil. To boil and releases to boil. Because if it's not boiled, it's going to give you very strong roasted peanut smell. I will show you, just subscribe to this channel. I'm going to show you another way to cook peanut butter if you don't want to cook it, overcook it. You're going to cook it with the nuts, you're going to cook it with the paste. You see, this is how you want your hard-boiled chicken. This is hard-boiled chicken. Hard-boiled chicken I like in this kind of cooking because if you put those soft chicken, it's not nice. Unless if you like it, because I shouldn't. Some people don't like hard-boiled chicken, but this cuisine, to me, hard-boiled chicken. But you can use any chicken of your choice. Okay? So now I'm gonna leave that to boil. So I'm going to add this now. Let me just take care of this. I have here fresh prawns. I'm going to add later because these are already being steamed. Okay? So let me look for the cover. When you want to eat this the healthy way, this is the way to cook it. You fry your fish in the sunflower oil, shallow frying. You don't want it to be too dry, shallow frying. That is why you have to leave the sunflower oil to be well hot, like 350 degrees. You fry. And then when I was frying this, I just put salt because there's a lot of ingredients here. I've just put salt in this fish to fry. Because some people, when they are frying fish, if it's fish I'm just going to eat like that with plantain, I will season the fish overnight. But because of I'm going to put it inside this pot, and this pot is full of different ingredients. So that is why you have to just put salt. After you clean the fish with vinegar and salt, you rinse it, and then you add the salt, you add a drop of lime. Because it's fish, you need a little bit of that tanginess inside the fish. Okay? Because this thing is working so well. Let me open it now. So now, I'm going to add the fish side by side. If I was going to cook the Nigerian style or Gambian style of peanut butter, I was going to blend the tomatoes, the onions, the pepper together. But this kind of way, please do not blend the tomatoes. Do not blend the tomatoes. Do not blend, because of when you blend them, they become like puree. This is how you want this sauce to look. Don't add your French prawns yet because of they're already part boiled. This is the easiest way. But please don't think the time you watch this, that's the time I take to cook this. Because I fry that fish head for about 4 minutes. 2 minutes each side because I don't want it to be too dry. 2 minutes each side. And then the chicken, I boil the chicken for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Yes. Because I like my meat or my chicken to be a little bit chewy. But if you don't want it chewy, that hard-boiled chicken, cook it back for an hour. But I don't like my meat to cook like somebody who doesn't have teeth. I like a little bit of, I have to chew this is how you cook peanut butter sauce. It's so easy to cook. It's so easy. This is the most easiest one to cook. I have different ones to show you in the future how to cook. Different. I know about 10 different ways of cooking peanut butter. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I use a little bit of those, the dry parsley and the thyme to boil but I don't want it here because it's already boiled with the chicken. I remove it because I want to taste the chicken, taste the fish, all that. These prawns, if you put these prawns now, it's going to be so rubbery because of it's already part steamed. It's going to be rubbery and we don't want to rubbery prawns. You want to taste your prawns. You want your prawns to be so juicy. This mobile cooker is the best of the best, my people. And then I don't like my peanut butter to be so thick. When the peanut butter is too thick, when the peanut sauce is too thick, because don't forget that when this stand is going to be thicker. And you see how the fish is looking because of I just shallow fry the fish. Sometimes some people don't even fry the fish, but just shallow fry it. Yes, some of you might say, oh, coconut oil is very expensive, but it's you. Now and again, that is why you don't want to waste it. Don't fry the fish with the coconut oil. Don't fry the fish in coconut oil at all. Like now, this is getting thicker. I'm just going to use, it's getting thicker because it's going to boil for another 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to put 1 cup of water because I don't want it to be thick at all. Another 1 cup of water. And then when you are cooking this kind of meals, because I want the peanuts to be cooked properly. When you are cooking this kind of meals, when you want to add water, please do not add cold water. If you add the cold water in the pot which is boiling already, you're going to change the taste. You're going to change the taste. And please, because I saw somebody was cooking on Facebook the other day. That person used that Chinese salt, 1 whole tablespoon of Chinese salt. I'm going to say it again. I don't care who doesn't like that. But me, Chinese salt, when you cook with Chinese salt, you're not a very good cook. Because don't forget, even if you just cook this chicken, you just add a little bit of salt in that chicken, you boil that chicken. It's going to release its own chicken stock. because the bones in this chicken have a very nice stock. And then I'm going to show you one seasoning I make. This homemade seasoning. If you are cooking for children, you can add this. This is dry prawns and other spices. I show you already. It's on this slide, this channel. But I can't put this here because it's going to change, because of this is roasted prawns and some other ingredients. If I put this here, it's going to change the smell of the peanuts. It's going to change the smell of the coconut oil. So you can use this only in a dish, like if you are cooking leaves, you are cooking like palm oil, things like that. Things you cook like with palm oil, you can use this. But don't use it in this kind of cooking. If you use this seasoning in this kind of cooking, you're going to change the smell. You're going to change the smell. And you want to smell the peanut butter, and you want to smell the coconut oil when you cook this kind of dish. Alright? I'm going to repeat the ingredients I use whilst this is boiling. For those of you who did not hear the ingredients, when I was boiling the chicken, I have already shown you the tutorial how to wash your chicken. It's on this page. When I was boiling the chicken for 40 minutes, I add thyme and dry parsley. But you can skip the dry parsley because I was having the dry parsley around the house, so I just use it. I don't want it to waste. But the key ingredient you have to boil your chicken with, you have to put thyme. You put thyme. You put half a pinch of cinnamon if you have cinnamon around your house. You put half a teaspoon of black pepper, white pepper. You put a little bit of garlic, a little bit of like one garlic and half a root. If you don't have the raw garlic, buy the paste. You put like a teaspoon, not even a full teaspoon, half a teaspoon. You put half a teaspoon of salt. You boil the meats because you need that stock. That is why you didn't see here I put black pepper and white pepper again, because I have already put some when I was boiling the chicken. So here I just put 3 Maggi cubes, 1 Maggi cube and 2 chicken cubes, the smaller ones. The smaller ones, please do not use the big ones. It will be overpowering. Don't use the big ones. Use the small ones. Let me show you the ones you're supposed to use. The big ones are going to make the food just taste weird. This is the size you need. A Maggi cube and then 2 chicken cube. Well, when I was boiling the chicken, I put 1 Maggi cube. You see? Because cooking, you have to know the ingredients you use. Because I can see a lot of you put a lot of ingredients when you are steaming the chicken, and a lot of ingredients when you are making the stew. If you do that, don't forget you have already steamed that chicken, boiled that chicken with ingredients. So you have to think about the ingredients you boil the chicken inside, because you're going to use that stock, unless if you are not going to use that stock. But that stock is very, very vital to use. So that is why you have to minimize what you are using to boil your chicken. You minimize it because you know that when you are making the sauce, you are going to use that ingredient here, because you don't want anything to overpower your cooking. And this is the color you want your peanut butter. You see, As soon as you see the oil start settling on top of like this, the oil is indicating now that the groundnut is cooked, because this is the coconut oil and the groundnuts, the oil in the groundnuts, you see is floating about. This is all goodness. Just imagine if you use the oil you fry your fish. It's going to be not healthy, because you know sunflower oil is not healthy. But this now, you can eat this. It's coconut oil, 100% organic coconut oil. It's very healthy for you. And then the oil from the chicken and the chicken bones, they're all good for you. Okay, so now this is almost done. Blanch, make sure you blanch the tomatoes for just 3 minutes in hot water. Blanch the tomatoes 3 minutes. In that 3 minutes, you are blanching the tomatoes. In that 3 minutes you are blanching the tomatoes, you can remove the skin. Because when you don't remove the skin, it becomes a little bit funny. Always blanch your tomatoes if you are using fresh tomatoes to make your stew. Blanch them for only 3 minutes in hot water. So you can remove the skin so now you can remove the skin very easy. Some people can put in this kind of sauce those sweet peppers, those bell peppers. But for me, I don't want, because of it's peanut butter and coconut oil. If you add bell peppers in this kind of cooking, you're gonna make the sauce, sweet like sugar. It's going to be too sweet like sugar, because don't forget the bell peppers are very sweet. The bell peppers are very sweet. Unless if you are making like a stew, you cut the bell peppers big. It's different. But if you are using it like I use this, it's going to release the sweetness from the bell pepper, and it's going to be too over sweet. Don't forget the tomatoes are very sweet. The onions is very sweet. Yes. The onions and the tomatoes got their own natural sugar sweetness. So that is why you don't use bell peppers. Those big sweet bell peppers, don't use them in this cooking. Because if you use them, you're not going to taste the chicken or the fish. The gravy is going to be too over sweet. So now I'm going to add my prawns. Yes, for them to soak in that goodness. Voila. I'm going to leave this now to cook for another 5-10 minutes. Your food is done. Just have to go and steam your rice now, your check rice, because this is good with check rice. Yes, if you want to cook check rice, make sure when you steam, if you have a rice cooker, when you are steaming your check rice, when the rice cooker click like the rice is finished, before you cut your spinach, you add your spinach as in the corner, because you just need that spinach to steam for 1 minute. 1 minute, just 1 minute. If you put it in okra, steam it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But if you are cutting it small, make sure only 1 minute, because if you want the goodness. This is it. I thank you very much for those of you who are going to watch this later. For those of you who watch this live, this is done. I'm going to leave this now to cook for 5 minutes. It's done. Look how delicious this look. Look how delicious this look. Let me take the camera off. Maybe you can see more. How delicious this look. Look. This is your groundnut soup. I thank you very much for joining this live. I thank you for those who are going to watch this live later.